Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Derek Chisora, you can't help but respect Derek Chisora because he is one of the few fighters who really tries to bring war inside of that ring. When you get a Derek Chisora fight, you're going to see a fight. He's not in there to tickle somebody. He's not in there to be tickled. He's in there to fight. He's in there to win. But I posted a couple pictures here, man. The most recent is the one of him in the leopard spandex. And fans are concerned that he's looking old and weathered. And I'm a little concerned too. I know that sometimes when you take a picture, it doesn't honestly, represent what you actually look like. So it just depends. But when you look at him in this picture, he's not clean shaven or anything. He's not that kind of guy. He always looks scruffy. But he does look a bit haggard. He's been fighting for a while. Hard fights, a lot of losses, coming off of 3 consecutive. And he's still out here looking to entertain. And those are his words. I just want to entertain fans. And the thing is, there are fans who just are super loyal to Derek Chisora. But one thing I respect about his fans, they're going to support him no matter what. But at the same time, those same fans are starting to say, you have nothing left to prove. We're worried about the long-term effects of getting in the ring and taking unnecessary damage at this point. Derek Chisora is a guy who, let's just be honest, he has never been an elite fighter. He will never be an elite fighter. But he was a very good, solid game opponent. He just could never get to that elite level. But he's a guy who wakes up and lives and breathes for boxing. And I firmly believe that people should be allowed to do what they want. But man, when you look at Roger Mayweather, is in a lot of wars, taking a lot of punishment. A lot of his symptoms and a lot of things that were going on with Roger Mayweather, it didn't immediately show up. It's just one of those progressive type things. And even for us, as fans, it's like, you knew that Roger Mayweather, when he spoke, sometimes the words were slurred and he didn't have an expanded vocabulary, but when you started to find out that he had Parkinson's and he was suffering from, taking a lot of head trauma for taking punches to the head, and you see what ended up happening to him, being basically a vegetable and passing away, and then diabetes as well. Very, very sad. And to see Derek Chisora, right now he's not showing any signs of any significant trauma to the head. At least nothing that I've noticed, right? But when it shows up, it's too late. And I personally think that his fans, he has an extremely loyal fan base. Although they like to sing for him when he's in the ring, which is something that he looks forward to. Oh, Derek Chisora. He loves that. And that's, as much as he loves it, I think that's the downfall for him. Because when he's out there going into the ring or in the fight, and they start singing that song, whatever game plan he had, that goes out the window. And Del Boy just starts letting his hands go. He wants to make it a fight. He wants to entertain. He wants to make it a war. And you can't knock him for it. But I'm going to be honest. It's time for him to hang it up. He's just fighting. Yeah, the money. He's fighting for the money, but I'm not sure about his personal life, but I know he has a daughter, very cute daughter. I think he's married. I don't know. But he's made a lot of money. Just go on and do something different. Eddie Hearn's even talked about, talking to Derek Chisora and saying, hey, let's just hang it up. And Chisora's like, no. He wants to keep pushing. Eddie's going to support him. But I think At some point, Eddie Hearn's gonna just say, "I'm not giving you any more fights," because he doesn't want to see him get hurt. And sometimes you got to protect some people from themselves. Okay, and Derek Chisora, he's gone on record talking about wanting to fight Deontay Wilder to taste that power if Deontay Wilder returns to boxing. And I'll be honest with you, that just doesn't need to happen. Derek Chisora just needs to stop taking damage, sit back, relax. I'm sure there's other things that he would love to do, but to see him, man, get in there, to just entertain us by taking damage. That if you're so concerned about us, the fans, then hang up the boxing gloves. He's about to fight Kubrat Pulev. Pulev beat him before, a few years ago. I think like 6 years ago, right? Derek Chisora is saying he's gonna knock Pulev out. I'm just not sure how that fight's gonna go. But I just don't think it's necessary for him to get in there and get beat on. You know, even if he wins, it doesn't make sense for him to go in and take necessary damage. Derek Chisora, you know, he's going out here on record saying that he get the younger guys coming into the gym sparring with him, and he sees the fear in their eyes by the time they get to round 3 or 4. Because he's still hungry, he's still coming, he's still trying to inflict damage on those young guys. And that's one thing I would say. Derek Chisora is Joe Frazier-like pressure fighter, and he's coming. And if you don't have a good engine, you're in trouble because he's coming at you. And if you don't have the power to keep him off you, you are in trouble. But that's the problem. He's fighting guys that have power, that are hitting him with hard shots. And he's been getting hit consistently by hard punchers throughout most of his career. And I just hate to see when those effects start showing up. It may be too late for him, man. But, you know, he's an interesting guy, man. You know, Zimbabwe born. You know, he's just an interesting guy. But he bet at one point he bet an unspecified amount that he would knock out his opponent out, which was eventually agreed to, man. So this is the thing with Derek Chisora, man. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care, man. I don't think he doesn't care about belts. He doesn't care about anything. Where Pulev is trying to get a belt, trying to be at the top of the heavyweight division. Chisora doesn't care about that. He's a difficult opponent for anyone. I don't know. I think him and Pulev may be a 50-50 fight. But my thing is, when you look at if you look at the fact that going into this next fight, he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit several times. And Pulev's going to get hit. But what is happening inside of Derek Chisora that we're not seeing? Okay, I know that Derek Chisora can fight till he's 60. People are going to support him. He has that kind of loyal, expanded fan base. And that's commendable. And I know it's like an adrenaline rush, like a drug, to have people just supporting you everywhere you go, tapping you on the shoulder, want to take pictures. And when that's gone, there's a void in your life. That's why he needs to find something to fill that void. Me being retired, doing this little YouTube thing, fills a void for me. Like, I enjoy this. If this continues to bubble and grow, great. But it's bigger than me just out here trying to grow a boxing channel like this. You guys have no idea. You know, it's enjoyable, you know, and to come after 25 years of doing something and outside of, you know, your kids and family, to have something to fill some of that dead space in your life. It's like, this is productive for me and I enjoy it. So I understand a guy like Derek Chisora having that something that fills a void in his life and, you know, give him something to wake up to or look forward to that he enjoys doing. But I'm not taking damage. He's taking damage. And although he feels that he's healthy, Pulev feels that he's healthy, I just think this is a 50-50 fight where Chisora may not win. And I think even if he does win, he actually loses. Because any damage that he's taking now and going forward, I just think is just really posturing him. I think I'll put it to you this way. I think he's shaving years off of his life I personally think that. But he's happy. Kind of, I hate to talk so, almost sound so pessimistic, but I'm just trying to be real about Derek Chisora. No need to do it. Look at Andre Ward was at the top of the game, he walked away. Sean Porter, as soon as it looked like he was slipping a bit, walked away. David Hay, a lot of injuries, plagued him, walked away. Floyd Mayweather fought for a long time, top of the sport, walked away. You look at these guys who've walked away from boxing, they're retired, they got the money straight. Mikey Garcia just retired, his brother retired at top of the sport. You look at these guys, right? They have it right. How much money do you want? Tyson Fury hasn't really taken much damage, but if he goes on to retire, good. But Derek Chisora is in a great financial space. But it is what it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and try to break the fight down because between him and Pulev, who does what right, we know what's going on. It's going to be a mashup, crash up. Pulev can bang, but he can box and set you up and set traps. Derek Chisora is full steam ahead. And may the best man win. But one thing we do know is people still don't want to fight him. As much as I don't want to see him fight anymore because I'm concerned about his health, people don't want to fight him anymore. Konaki didn't want nothing to do with him. You can't blame him. Can't blame him. Because if Konaki couldn't stop or hurt Derek Chisora, we know Konaki doesn't have the best chin. And Derek Chisora is going to test it. So there's still fights to be made because of what he brings to the table. But at this point, I just think it doesn't make sense. So I'll go ahead and leave it as that. But he has a loyal fan base, and as long as people are still rooting him on and cheering him on, he'll probably keep fighting because he says he still loves it. I just see him getting himself hurt really badly, and I don't think he's going to show up until probably 5 or 6 years down the road. And then we'll all be sitting here talking about how he should have quit. That being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Much respect to Derek Chisora. The man really is a true warrior. No problem getting in there, mixing up with anyone inside or outside of the ring. But it's just time for him to hang it up, in my opinion, man. We don't want to see him get hurt. As always, y'all keep safe. I'm in the breeze.